Over the last 2 years, I've generated over $7.3 million for online coaches through my agency. And for every funnel I've built, I've created a VSL. And in this video, you're going to learn the difference between my worst performing VSL and my best performing VSL. Both VSLs were written for the same client, same offer, and while one of them produced over $600,000 in cash collected, the other one produced virtually no revenue. I'm now going to play the first 10 seconds of both VSLs, and I want you to guess which one generated us over 6 figures.
Hey, Theta Warrior here. If you're anything like me, when I started options trading 7 years ago, you might want to become financially free, get results like this. Maybe want to have more control over your schedule.
Now that was one of the VSLs. Let me play the second one.
My name is Theta Warrior, and in the next 9 minutes, I will show you how you can use this adaptive day trading approach that's helped over 500 day traders maintain consistent profitability and high returns while trading just a few hours per week. This adaptive trading approach.
Can you make a guess on which VSL generated $600,000? If you guessed that it was VSL2, you're correct. But the reason that it generated over $600,000 goes beyond the first 10 seconds. And the same thing goes for the worst performing VSL that flopped. So let's break them both down. I'm going to start with the worst performing VSL and explain why it didn't perform. And I want to start this breakdown by going over the hook. The first problem is within the first 10 seconds of the VSL, and even with the first 30 seconds of the VSL that flopped, we had vague results. We said, if you're anything like me, you want to get results like this. We didn't explain the results. We didn't explain what those results mean for the people. We also had no concrete promise or pain identification. So we didn't allow the prospects to identify themselves with the problem that we're trying to bridge, because that just wasn't in the script. There is virtually no mechanism in this first VSL. It just says you want to get results like this. There's no concrete promise. And in this hook, we do not handle objections. And what I mean by that is when someone watches these first 10 seconds, first 30 seconds of this worst performing VSL, they instantly think, well, this won't work for me because XYZ. I'm not as experienced. I'm not as smart as you. I don't have as much time as you. And these are objections that we needed to handle that we simply didn't. Now, if we look at the hook of the $600,000 VSL, we had a promise made within the first 10 seconds. In this video, we're going to show them in the next 9 minutes specifically the approach they can use that has helped 500 traders maintain consistent profitability and maintain high returns trading just a few hours per week. What does this promise do? It gives them the exact outcome that they're going to commit to watching the video for, and it also removes constraints. First of all, we remove a constraint here, which is time, and by constraint, I mean objections. We remove another objection saying you don't have to risk your hard-earned money with this. These are problems and objections that they're experiencing. They're thinking, well, this is just another BS strategy. This is something that we handle within the very first seconds of our VSL. The next thing that we do in the hook of the winning VSL is we have undeniable proof. We tell them there's 500 day traders who have seen success with this exact approach they're going to learn about. And then we go on into this VSL and we talk about the creators, the client's personal results. This is the same process that I discovered 4 years ago. And ever since then, I've been publicly documenting every single trade on Twitter with full transparency. And in the VSL, we show them a roll of all these Twitter trades that this client has posted, which essentially shows his track record of winning trades. So the proof is undeniable. There's curiosity built around the mechanism because it's not something that they've heard before, right? It's an approach that does all these things without all these objections, and it seems new. The biggest thing here is the mechanism. It's a new mechanism. It's not a mechanism, and by mechanism, I'm talking about the success vehicle that's going to help them become profitable with trading, right? The promise we're making. The mechanism seems new, fast, easy, and big, right? It's big because it's helped so many people. It's very easy to use. It just takes a few hours per week. Also makes it seem fast, and it's big. The mechanism's name is the adaptive trading approach. What does the adaptive trading approach tell a trader? That it's a trading approach that helps them adapt to any market condition. Now, let's continue with the worst performing VSL, and I want to go into the problem state. And before I do, let me play a few seconds where the problem state in the VSL started.
Feeling frustrated, trading for hours every day with strategies that almost seem to work, but end up losing money.
So the problem state here that we described in this VSL was very abstract. We didn't actually help the viewer identify themselves with this problem. We told them, do you find yourself feeling frustrated? We didn't actually go into the emotional pain that they experience from failing. We never created a failure mechanism, so we never created a label for their problems. And because we're not labeling them, we're not shifting the blame, right? So we're essentially blaming the person for their own inability to trade profitably, which is the worst thing you can do in the VSL because people love to scapegoat. So if you can help them scapegoat and you can tell them it's not your fault, then they don't feel like they're at fault anymore. They feel like there's external circumstances that are keeping them stuck. And so if you bridge into the solution and show them how you can help them overcome those external circumstances with your solution, which I'm going to get into here in a second, they actually feel empowered. They feel like they can make it work. And finally, in this problem state, it was extremely short. So we didn't actually tell them a story about the creator facing the same problem. And if they don't know that the creator, the client here, that was talking in the VSL didn't experience the same problem as them, they're not sure that he can help them because he didn't go through the ringer like they're going through every single day. Now, if I compare this to the successful VSL, in the problem state here, we went much deeper into helping the ICP identify themselves with this problem state. And let me play just the first few seconds of the problem section of the successful VSL to show you what I mean.
You see, the reason you're stuck trading for hours every day with strategies that almost work but end up losing you money is not because you lack the experience. It's definitely not because the successful traders have bigger accounts than you or use some insider strategy to gain the upper hand. The real reason you're not generating the profits you're aiming for is because you're stuck in what I like to call the profit paradox.
So in my best performing VSL, we label the problem as a profit paradox and now we make it tangible. Okay, the problem feels solvable and it doesn't feel like they're the ones at fault for experiencing this negative state. We also create authority with the creator because we give him credibility. We tell them that he went through this entire process himself. He was stuck just like them in the profit paradox and he experienced all these trials and tribulations. He didn't sleep at night. He had to explain to his family where the money is going when he lost it to the stock market. He was stuck in a 9-to-5 job trying to escape while not knowing if he's going to be able to do it because he's losing money every day to the markets. And at the same time, we were able to invalidate all competing solutions, as well as false beliefs that these people have. We told them that the reason they're stuck is not because of the strategies, it's not because they're lacking experience, and it's not because they have a small account, they don't have enough money to trade with. And then we do what I just mentioned. We give the creator's story to help them understand that he went through this exact same thing, which gives them belief in the creator. And this is something that a lot of people fail to do in their VSLs because what they end up doing is they will prove the mechanism or the solution that they're selling, but they never prove the spokesperson, the person who's actually guiding someone through that solution. You need to prove both because someone can be sold onto your solution, someone can be sold onto the product you're selling, but they might not be sold on you being the person who can help them experience that solution and go through that solution, unless they know that you're just like them, that you experience the same problems as them, and then you were able to see success with this solution. And speaking of success, this is the next step. In the worst performing VSL, we went into the solution reveal, but we did it wrong. We didn't explain the desired state. We didn't explain what the solution actually changed for the creator, what it changed for other people who use the product, who use the solution. We never labeled the solution mechanism, and we never explained why the solution mechanism is superior to every other solution in the market, to every other trading course, trading mentorship in the market. There was nothing that separated what we were offering from someone else on the internet who has a WAP course or a WAP subscription for traders offering the same thing. There was also no specific outcome, and we never tied the creator's results to the solution itself. And just to help you better understand what I mean by this, I'm going to play a few seconds of this worst performing VSL, specifically this section.
I want to welcome you to Theta Warrior Elite, a private community where we help you make more money while trading just an hour a day by giving you daily trading alerts.
The problem with the solution reveal in this worst performing VSL was that we were selling the product from the seller's standpoint, the way we were sold on it ourselves, not what would sell our prospects onto it. Now in the $600,000 VSL, we did something completely different, and we didn't go into the solution breakdown right away. We went into an epiphany bridge, which is a little bit of a different structure, which is why I want to continue with the worst performing VSL and show you how we rounded it off with the solution breakdown and the close. Because after we revealed the solution, we went into the solution breakdown, and we had deliverables that were not anchored to concrete benefits. We had objections that deliverables created that we didn't handle. We had no proof of the deliverables, and there was no fast and easy feeling with the way the deliverables were presented. Here's a snippet of what that looked like.
80% of traders lose money due to poor risk management. We give you a personal risk management calculator.
Again, with the solution breakdown and breaking down the deliverables, we just told them what we're going to give them. We didn't necessarily relate it to the benefits and the future-paced reality they're going to receive or experience as a outcome problem of going through these deliverables, we didn't handle the objections of, hey, maybe I don't know how to use this calculator, right? Let me see it in action. There was no proof saying this is the exact deliverable a specific person in the group used to see results like this, and it just seems difficult. If someone could get a magic pill that they could just swallow and become a profitable trader overnight, like in this scenario here, they would take it. They would pay tens of thousands of dollars for that. Now, we can't give them that magic pill, but we need to give them the closest thing to that, which is something we did in the $600,000 VSL, and I'm going to get into that here shortly. But before I do, let me go into the close of the worst performing VSL, which had a few of the recurring problems. So let me play it for you first.
Which is why there's a second option to scroll below this video and join Theta Warrior Elite and become a consistently profitable trader. So
now with this close, there was a few major issues. The first one is we just told them to join. We didn't connect it to the benefits that they're going to experience by joining. We had no urgency. We didn't have any scarcity. There was no limited spots. There was no urgency to act now. There was no clear CTA. We just said scroll down below this video and join. Join how? Do they click a button? Do they have to fill out credit card information? Do they book a call? What's the next step after that? People think about this, and you don't want people to think. When they're watching your VSL, when they're on your sales page, they're not dedicating their full attention, 100% of their attention and their intelligence to your sales asset, to your VSL, to your sales page. Their mind is half there, half somewhere else. That's just human nature, because this is not the top priority. This doesn't determine if they live or die. So they might be on their phone. They might be thinking of the dinner they're going out to. And the point I'm trying to make is you need to keep it as simple as possible. And that's something that I failed to do here in the worst performing VSL. Now I want to go back to the $600,000 VSL and show you what we did differently and why it converted so much higher. Because right after the problem state, we didn't go right into the solution, into the desire state. We went into the epiphany bridge. And what an epiphany bridge is all the trials and tribulations the creator, the client experienced to go from this problem state that we described, right? Because we connected the problem state that they're experiencing to the same problem state that he's experiencing, to a story. And after we make that connection, we're then able to leverage this story and escalate it to, I was getting into a deeper and deeper rut. I was losing more and more money until one night it finally clicked. And that's exactly what we do with the epiphany bridge. So let me show you what that looks like.
Being stuck on this hamster wheel of trial and error for months on end, I came across this adaptive trading approach. It wasn't an overnight change. What happened was I took a step back and studied the moves of the top traders, all the while refining my strategy. I wasn't studying all the strategies and
so if you see what we did there is we created an aha moment, because now in this high converting VSL, what we've done so far to this point is we hook them in and then we identify them with a problem state and we label that problem. So now they have this tangible problem state, right, called the profit paradox, that is essentially a box of all the problems they're experiencing with trading that they know they can solve because it's not their fault that they're experiencing it, right? We allow them to scapegoat by saying it's not your fault. Then we went into saying how the creator experienced this, and now that they're connected to this profit paradox, the failure mechanism, and they're connected to the creator's story, well, now they're looking for a solution in their brain. So we give them that solution in the form of the creator's solution. The creator found the solution himself, and now they're able to watch and find out exactly what he did so that they can do the same thing. That's what the epiphany bridge does. It offers them a way out, it creates that aha moment, and it makes a solution that is believable. And the reason the solution becomes believable with the epiphany bridge is because we're not saying one day I just woke up and I started trading better because I discovered this. We're creating a whole story of the epiphany bridge. It wasn't an overnight change. It was something I had to work on. I had to study the top traders, the top 1% traders, see what they're doing, analyze Wall Street's markets, look back at 20 years of data. I had to do all these things to come up with a solution. And that also makes the solution seem much harder to get. It makes it seem scarce. They don't want to spend 2 years looking at Wall Street data, studying top traders and all the trading markets out there. And that's why we're positioning the creator as someone who's already discovered it for them, right? And it makes them seem even more credible. This is what I was talking about by proving the person who's delivering the product or the mechanism, that he can be the person who can deliver it. And this story, the epiphany bridge, is exactly what helps us do that. And after we go through this epiphany bridge, that's when we reveal our unique mechanism. And when we reveal the unique mechanism, we also explain the strategy to make it more credible, to make it more believable. And I want to show you exactly how we do that.
Combined what I learned with my own experience, I finally cracked the code. This adaptive trading approach transformed my account and my life. To clarify, I now have a stress-free, structured process to follow where I'm confident in every trade that I take while maintaining a focus on the long-term growth of my account. I didn't have to obsess over my technical analysis, and I was not falling victim to emotional trading. That's when I started trading with real money again, as I was now able to adapt to the markets on every trade I took, and week by week, I was now increasing my win rate and collecting high profits from them.
And that's simple right there. That is where we started positioning the unique mechanism as the edge they need to break through this failure mechanism, profit paradox. At this point, we're just teasing the dream state that they can achieve with this unique mechanism by saying the dream state that the creator achieved and backing it up with testimonials as well to show how others have used this unique mechanism to be able to do this. And that's what sets us up for the pitch. At the same time here, we're also removing the objections. This unique mechanism doesn't require you to keep staring at charts all day. You don't fall to emotional trading if you're using this unique mechanism. So what do we do after? Well, after we reveal the unique mechanism, that's when we reveal the solution. And when we reveal the solution, we tie the deliverables to the desires and remove the objections, which is something we didn't do in the worst performing VSL. We make the deliverables fast and easy to use. We make them seem that way. We tie testimonials to the deliverables, and we address any sort of skepticism they still have around the deliverables and around the solution or the unique mechanism. And I want to show you how we do that.
Because this whole adaptive trading process is pretty straightforward. And right now I'm going to share with you 3 dead simple steps on how it works so that you can unlock consistent, predictable profitability with day trading. With just the first step of this approach, by using a combination of key market indicators and proven entry and exit points that the top traders use, you'll understand how to spot the perfect time to enter a trade and how exactly when to exit for maximum gains or minimal losses. By doing so, you can say goodbye to the stress and frustration of consistently second-guessing yourself. You'll go from feeling overwhelmed and unsure to calm and confident. Just imagine seeing your account finally grow consistently, trade after trade. This is how Jonathan turned his inconsistent trading into a reliable moneymaker week after week, just by using this first step of the adaptive.
Now, after they see that and they understand the steps and the deliverables behind the adaptive trading approach, the unique mechanism, in the 600,000 VSL, we go into the close. And this is where we ask for action, and we make it very clear on how they can take that action and why they need to take that action now, as well as what they have to lose if they don't. So let me show you what I mean.
Profitable day trading approach that's structured, predictable, and helps you shorten your learning curve towards a full-time trading income where you don't have to spend months staring at charts and thousands in lost trades. Fill out the application form below and jump on a call with my team to see if the adaptive trading inner circle could help you. Now, if you're wondering, what do I get out of this? Well, for starters, I don't believe in gatekeeping a process that works this well, and I believe we're all in the markets to make money together. My goal is to revolutionize the day trading space and help people get the education and trading approach that I never had when I got into this space. And with that being said, I'm not sure how long I'll keep this application live. The initial inner circle filled in a matter of weeks, and now the tight-knit community averaging anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000 in combined gains every single week. And this doesn't even account for all the wins that stay private. These are all.
So in that snippet, what you saw is we justified why the creator made the solution. So what's in it for him? Because now we're pitching them. We're making the product pitch very obvious, right? And we're handling any sort of sales resistance that way. We're handling any sort of skepticism that way. Oh, this guy's trying to scam me, or he's trying to just make a bank off me, a quick buck and run away. We're future pacing their dreams. This is what's going to happen when you buy or when you book your call for the adaptive trading approach. And we're future pacing their failures as well. This is what's going to happen if you don't do this. You're going to keep trading unprofitably. You're going to keep staying stuck in the current loop that you're stuck in, the profit paradox. And of course, we have scarcity and urgency by explaining the limited spots, as well as the limited call times with the team, as well as the fact that the inner circle last time it was open, it filled up very quickly. And the most important part is we tell them exactly what they need to do to apply. We don't say just join today. We tell them click the button below or fill out the application form below to apply today and book a call with my team, and then take a call with my team who's going to tell you blah, blah, blah. And this is a high level overview of the combination of all the sections and all the elements we included in the $600,000 VSL that generated all this revenue in just 7 months of time. And by the way, I'm going to link a full breakdown in my description to the video breaking down the entire launch with this creator that goes beyond just the VSL and explains our entire funnel and what we did to generate this amount of money. Now, if you want to scale your VSL funnel or you're looking to launch one, scroll down to the description below, click on the first link, and book a call with me on the next page. Now, on that call, we're going to map out your VSL funnel from A to Z and map out your entire VSL, what it needs to look like, what you need to include, and show you how you can use it to scale past $100,000 per month with your coaching business and beyond that.